When should I hire my first team member? As soon as you can afford to, honestly. So you should hire someone when you already are, like when basically you can spend your time on higher leverage things, on higher revenue generating activities. So if you are doing a bunch of admin tasks, whatever, if you hire someone else and they do it for you, you have more free time to do things that make the company more money, you should do that. What should I delegate first? Things that make you the least amount of the money and take the most amount of time. So you do a time study. So you just every day, every 30 minutes, put a timer, and after it rings, you write down what were you up to, what were you doing specifically. You do it for a week, you know exactly where your time goes. Very uncomfortable exercise, but one of the most useful that you can do in your life. Once you do it, you identify from all these things, what is taking me the most time, that is making the least money. You just write that list down, and you start with the first task, and you hire someone to do it for you. How do I stop being the bottleneck? By hiring other people to do the stuff that they can do, so you can do the things that only you can do. And sometimes we all have an ego, we think that only we can do things, but I've never met an entrepreneur that only they can do a specific thing. We are not building here trillion-dollar companies. Let's please be humble, right? Anything that you are doing, someone else can do, so you need to just understand that and then be open to hire people, pay them well, so they can help you, so you can do the thing that only you can do, which typically is almost nothing. Like, let's say, okay, it's your brand. Only you can be the face of your brand. Sure. Okay, so you do that. How do I scale without lowering client results? I have this phrase, which I like a lot, which is more scale, more care, which means that the best thing that you can do is to stop thinking that if you scale more, you are gonna get worse client results. It doesn't have to be like that. So if you just break that belief in the first place and you stop being afraid of scaling and you start scaling and figuring out the problems as they come, typically your client results are not gonna suffer. And if they do, you fix them. Should I hire for content, sales, or operations first? You should hire for what takes you the most time and makes you the lowest amount of money. So if operations take you the most time but make you the least money, you should delegate that first, let's say. It's case to case. How do I keep quality high as I grow? Quality of what? That matters. I would say if you mean in your team performance, then you can do it only by having the high enough standards. So who do you hire? Who do you fire? What you tolerate? Because you get what you tolerate, right? So your standards are gonna determine the quality of your team and the performance, not your words. How do I avoid burnout while scaling? Great question. There's no universal answer, and I think some burnout is something that's gonna happen to most of us at some point. Like, you know, it's very hard to meet someone that lived for 90 years and never felt burned out. That probably means they are a genetic freak or they have never pushed hard enough in the first place. So I would say that it's gonna happen, so it's okay. So when it happens, don't judge yourself, but take rest, rethink what's important for you, what are your priorities in life for this season, and be okay with making changes if necessary. But how to prevent a burnout, I think, is a smarter question, which would be you kind of need to burn out sometimes to understand where your line is. So next time when you feel like you are getting close to that limit, you stop pushing that hard and then you recharge, so you actually don't end up burning out in the first place. So if you feel like when you work for 12-hour days for 6 days a week for more than 2 months in a row, you are close to a burnout, maybe that's the exact time to stop and to spend a bit more time doing hobbies or things that you like. Or if you can do it already today, and you can always find that balance where every day you don't work more than 6 hours a day and you spend 2 hours a day on your hobbies and 4 hours a day with your loved ones and sleep 8 hours a day and go to the gym and do fun things, great, maybe you should do that every day and have that sustainable mindset as well. So yeah, hope that helped. How do I know if I'm doing too many things? That's a great question. I would say if you are not growing as fast as you want, you are probably doing too many different things. And you are not doing enough volume of the one thing that matters the most. That's the very good way to think about it. It's like, are you growing as fast as you want? If no, very likely you are not focused on one thing enough, so you reach enough critical mass to reach compounding to have the results that you want. And also if you are stressed all the time and you forget to do things and you are late to meetings and you are late to respond to people and you're all over the place, that's another proof. And by the way, great question to ask yourself in this situation is, from all these things, if I could only do one thing, if I absolutely had to do only one of these things that I'm doing every day, what would I do? and you start doing that thing and eliminate everything else. So let's say if you're making YouTube videos, Twitter posts, or whatever, what would you do if you could do only one thing? YouTube videos, great. You should do YouTube videos, stop doing everything else, reach enough success to then diversify. If focus is a problem right now for you, of course, which for many people it is. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.